It's Thursday, it's puck time, my favorite guest, period. My co-host, if you will, Alex B. Smith. What the hell are you wearing?
I am wearing my classic Chicago Blackhawks jersey. I
didn't realize it was a jersey.
What else would it be?
Well said, brother. Well said. Alex B. Smith from sportsmemo.com, and I'm the Prez. And I'm on an 0-3 run, Alex. I lost New York Rangers on Monday night. Game went into overtime. I lost Winnipeg Tuesday night. Game went into overtime. And then I lost the Leafs -1.5 last night. Is what I have to say. Damn frustrating, brother. I cannot stand losing. What's up with you?
Yeah, I get that. It's been I had a rough last week with some games, and it's just that time of year. It's just you're seeing a lot of volatility going on. Like I said, games going into overtime, and this is the time of year where we're almost into a coin flip. It's kind of that's the only way you can say it, because both, like I mentioned it before too in a previous episode about how when teams get in overtime, points are a premium now. Everybody, they're okay, we're cool getting that 1 point, and then everything kind of shuffles out in that 5-minute span. Or I lost one in a shootout. I had Minnesota against Buffalo, and that was just an absolutely horrible a puck that rolled underneath the goalie, thinking it was a save, and it would have been the end of going to a fourth round of shootout. Ends up being over with. So those bad breaks are going to happen.
Yeah. And especially, these people don't understand we bet every day of our lives. 365 days of the year, we're going to have major bad periods. We just got to make sure we're up money at the end of the season, and we will be. Real quick, I want to talk about Carmine, and then we're going to go through every game on the board, and we're going to go through it super fast. Listeners out there, so there will be no puck time next week. Alex, no puck time next week. I'm away on vacation, but what we're going to do, Alex, is when I get back, we're going to set you up with the taping so that when I do go away, you can host the show and we can continue doing this.
Sounds good. All right.
Guys, and Alex, remember not a month ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, Carmine was on a 21-1 hockey run. He is now on a 7-0 hockey run. We got a massive promo up at wagertalk.com for him. The rest of his hockey season for only $129. You do not need a promo code. Just head over to wagertalk.com. And guys, if you don't buy that package, I give up, man. I mean, this dude is like 70 or 60 something % on the season. He's winning at a ridiculous clip. It's one streak after another. And there is a ton of season left to go. Alex, let's get straight into this, man. There's 14 games on the board. We're going to rush through them. Carolina on the road in Buffalo tonight. Carolina is -115. Buffalo is basically a pick 'em. The total in this game is 6 pretty much across the board. Carolina looked great last game. They beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh 4-0. And Buffalo just fell out of the wild card position, so they really need to get on a bit of a run. What do you like in this game?
Well, yeah, I just mentioned about with Buffalo. They were the ones who got the 5-4 win in their last game in the shootout against Minnesota. They were kind of cruising along. It was kind of a tight battle for the first, I'd say, 50 minutes of play. Wild ended up forcing overtime with a goal late in regulation. Buffalo could have won in the overtime period when Devin Dubnyk just completely lost track of the puck a couple of times. And like I said, he did as well in the shootout. But they're still struggling. I mean, we're talking about a team that has only won 3 of their last 9 games against a Carolina team that has absolutely been rolling of late. Since New Year's Eve, they're 11-5, so it's 16 games. And now they're playing a Buffalo team they've won 7 straight meetings against. We got a case of good team going up and a bad team going down. I like Carolina here at a pick 'em price.
I'm not with you there, brother. I like Buffalo here, and the real big thing that jumps out to me real quick is, when mediocre or bad teams go out and lay the smackdown on a monster like a Pittsburgh or a Tampa Bay, The next game is a letdown spot. Buffalo did beat Minnesota, and they need to go on a run. I like the home team, so me and you disagree, brother.
Okay.
Next game is Pittsburgh, the same team we were just talking about. They're on the road in Florida. Florida lost last night. They looked really good 2 nights ago. They looked really good for the first period and a half against St. Louis, and then they fell apart. We got the away Pittsburgh team at minus 130. The total is 6.5, which I think is pretty large, Alex. Florida's last few games, 3-2, 3-1, 4-1. And Pittsburgh, when they win because they hold teams down. They couldn't score against Carolina. They lost against the Leafs 3-2. I think Pittsburgh needs to start getting on a roll here. I think Pittsburgh is the play, and I do like under the total. I would be surprised if Florida puts up more than 2 points, 2 goals.
No, we're right in agreement on that one. And one thing to note, Evgeny Malkin questionable for the Penguins tonight with an upper body injury, so that's also something to look for. Pittsburgh, this is a team that we don't see them lose 2 in a row often. And if you look back at the last several weeks, we've seen them lose 2 games and they come and pick up a win. Lose 2 games, pick up 2 wins, and now they've lost 2 in a row. So I think they're due here for a win. And like I said, as a Florida team, 4 of the last 6 they've won, but like I said, had to kind of struggle to even stay close with St. Louis, and they end up losing that game 3-2 in the last outing. And like I said, the under, even though Pittsburgh 5-2 their last 7 games to the over on the road, Florida has gone under 4 their last 6 overall. So I can see this being a low scoring kind of a 3-2, 3-1 game. I look at the under.
He's Alex B. Smith. I'm the Prez. It's puck time. Remember, everyone, no shows next week. Alex, let's talk about the New York Islanders going across the bridge, playing the Devils. Martin Brodeur is probable tonight. Well, to show up and maybe watch the game. Anyway, the New York Islanders lost 3 of their last 4, Alex, and they need to start putting some wins together. New Jersey lost 5-1 to LA, which is just a shameful thing. But then they beat Montreal in Montreal 3-2. The New York Islanders as the away team is minus around 135. The total in this game is 5.5. And, my gut feel is that's a bit low. New Jersey does play to the under, but 5.5 is a low number. New York Islanders can score. My play on this game is over the total of 5.5. You there?
Yeah, if you bowl LA, the New Jersey might want to give Marty Brodeur a call. I'm here. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear me?
Go ahead, Alex.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, with New Jersey, I said they might want to give Marty. I'm here. I'm talking. You hear me?
Yeah, go.
You good?
Yes.
Okay. All right, yeah. So New Jersey, been struggling as of late. Like I said, losing 5 of the last 7 games, and like I said, to allow 5 goals to LA, that's just something that no team should be doing right now. But you got an Islanders team that, as hot as they were rolling, they've won 16 of their last 24 games. They've lost 3 of the last 4, and they've been some tough games. They've obviously playing some good teams. Chicago played them well, got their defense rolling. Tampa Bay able to 1-0 affair, went into overtime, and a 3-1 game against the Boston has been playing, kind of an up and down style of hockey as of late. This is a tough one, but I would look at laying the price here with New York. I just don't see where New Jersey can find that solid, consistency they need on the blue line and in goaltending right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like over the total. I also like the Islanders in this game. Look, the LA Kings, brother, they're on the road. This is their 4th road game. They just beat New Jersey. They beat the Rangers. Now they're playing Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, I mean, my God, is there a hotter team in the league than Philadelphia right now? The home team, the Flyers, are a huge minus 180. The over and under is 5.5 in this game. This is just, to me, a stone cold under. I cannot see where the scores are coming. Neither team scoring much. Philly just beat Vancouver 2-1. They beat Boston 3-2. New York Rangers 1-0. Winnipeg 3-1. Philly is winning these games by keeping teams off the scoreboard, and keeping the Kings off the scoreboard is not much of a challenge these days. Stone cold under for the Prez.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, you say that, yeah, keeping LA off the scoreboard is a bit tough. Like you said, just saw them put 5 up on New Jersey. But as I mentioned, New Jersey's defense has been quite shaky as of late. But this Philadelphia team, he said they have won 9 of the last 10 games, just absolutely rolling. I think they got a little bit lucky to win against Vancouver. The Canucks had a lot of chances in that third period. Could have easily forced that game to overtime. Who knows what would have happened from there? You look at LA, they are 6-1 the last 7 games in Philadelphia. These last 7 meetings between these two, while playing in the city of brotherly love. I look at the Kings here. I think there might be a possible live dog. We've seen Philly, like I said, running through this hot streak. But, it's got to come to an end at some point. I wouldn't be shocked to see it come here against the LA team that's kind of got some momentum on the East Coast.
Yeah, gambling's got a lot of irony to it, brother. When a win streak ends, it could end to the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Avalanche. Avalanche, 22-22 on the year, playing the Washington Capitals at 29-18. And look, Washington has been absolutely abysmal, but they have finally won a couple of games. They beat Vancouver 3-2. They beat Calgary 4-3. They have to get on a run here, dude. They're playing a Colorado team that is reeling. They've lost 4 in a row. Washington is anywhere, give or take, around minus 140. The over and under is 6.5. Alex, I don't know. Look, Colorado lost to Columbus 6-3. Before that, they put up 1 goal, 2 goal, 1 goal. Washington is not lighting it up. They beat Vancouver 3-2 and couldn't put the puck in the net against Boston. I like the under in this game. Where are you going?
Yeah, it's a little cautionary to look at this under here because, as you mentioned, Colorado, yeah, they aren't scoring much, and neither has Washington. But this is a Capitals team we know that can break out and score a lot of goals. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a 5-1, 6-1 game here from Washington because there's a Colorado team in the last 4 games, they've allowed 20 goals total. So if Washington is going to get things going in the right direction, like I said, we've seen them win 2 of their last 3. If they're going to start, getting back into this race in the Eastern Conference and in the Metro Division, they need a big win here. I could see it happening. So I would look at playing the Capitals on the puck line minus 1.5.
Yeah, and you can get all the way up to 180 on that number. So a huge dog at minus 1.5. Alex, the Jets. They broke my heart 2 nights ago. They were on a power play in overtime and lost to San Jose. That was my 5-unit play, but they're still 34-16 on the season. They're playing against Montreal. Montreal is a home favorite, but very slight. It's basically a pick'em game. Montreal's won 2 in a row. They beat Anaheim and Edmonton. Winnipeg lost to San Jose, but did win the 3 prior games, including a 9-3 drubbing of Anaheim. Look, I don't believe in this Montreal team, but I could be saying that all the way into the playoffs. Shame on me. I'm all over the Jets.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like the Jets here in this spot too, coming off of a heartbreaking overtime loss. Because I was on Winnipeg in that game as well. But it's something to note. Montreal, in the last 19 meetings with Winnipeg, they are 13-6. So for whatever reason, this Jets team has struggled against the Habs over the years. One key note for the Jets tonight, they do expect to get Dustin Byfuglien, the defenseman, back. Upgraded to probable. He had been out for several games. Josh Morrissey, the defenseman, ended up having a lower body injury, had to leave last game. He's questionable, so might see a bit of a swap on the blue line there for the Jets. But this is a Jets team, like I said, I expect them to get things rolling. Like I said, we know their offense is capable. We've seen them put up, like I said, a 9-goal outburst with Anaheim, a couple of 4-goal games against Columbus and Boston, 2 other good defensive teams. I think Winnipeg gets the job done here on the road.
Ottawa on a back-to-back. They looked okay last night against the Leafs. They put up some points. They played with moxie. They made a comeback to tie the game, down by 2. They're hosting Anaheim tonight, and Ottawa, it's close to a pick'em game. Ottawa's minus 110, 115. Anaheim is minus 110, 115. Look, Ottawa's lost 5 in a row. Anaheim's lost pretty much every game in the world ever played. This is just a game of two really bad teams falling apart. But Anaheim still has a magical chance to turn their season around and get into the playoffs. I mean, this Anaheim team has to win a game at some point, and I'm thinking it might be tonight. The Leafs are a very fast team. Ottawa's got to be tired. I lean on Anaheim, but this is just an outright pass for me. Over and under is 6. Who the hell knows what's going to happen in this crappy game? Go ahead, my brother. I think we have a little delay today, listeners.
Yeah, I agree with you. Of all the great games that are going on tonight, this is one definitely you want to avoid. But if I had to play this game, yeah, possibly a little bit. I hear you just fine. This is a game you definitely want to pass by far. If I had to play it, I would look at Anaheim. Just a clear fade here. Patrick Eves also out tonight with an illness, so you might want to check on as well. John Gibson, he's a great goalie. He's a guy who could steal a game here, but he just hasn't shown that kind of world-class potential that he. So I would go with.
He's Alex. I'm the Prez. We're having a bit of technical issues, guys. When I get back from my trip, I'm going to fix it. I know how. I just couldn't do it today. Alex, Vegas going into Detroit. The away team, the Knights, minus 160. I mean, Detroit is pretty bad. They're plus 140. The over and under in this game is anywhere between 5.5 and 6. This is a stone cold under for me. I just don't see where the scoring is going to come. You look at Vegas Knights. They're 3-2 against Tampa Bay. They lost 3-1 to Florida. They're playing to the under all the time. So's Detroit. I hate the 5.5. I wanted to be a 6 across the board, but I like the under in this hockey game.
Yeah, I would look at the under, but I also would look at Detroit here as a live dog tonight. We're kind of seeing these two teams regress back to how things look at the beginning of the year. We saw Detroit cashing some tickets as a plus price, playing kind of well at home, getting things rolling a little bit. We struggling early in the year offensively, only getting 1 or 2 goals tops, and that's kind of where we're getting now. This is a Detroit team won 3 in a row, 5 of their last 7 overall. I think Detroit could find a way to sneak in and get a win off a Vegas team that desperately needs to get back to the desert. This road trip has just not been good for them.
He's Alex B. Smith. I'm the Prez. It's Puck Time. You can find us every day at Wager Talk TV on YouTube, as well as Sports Memo and Wager Talk. Alex, the St. Louis Blues, man, they are playing playoff hockey right now, fighting tooth and nail to get back into the hunt. They're playing against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just lost a game to the Knights. St. Louis is rolling. They've won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5. This, however, is their 5th road game, their 5th road game in a row. They've got to be tired. The home team is minus 170. I can't play Tampa Bay here, Alex. St. Louis is just playing too good. The total is 6. I got nothing on this game.
The only thing I look at here is something we've been seeing a lot with Tampa Bay Lightning. A little bit from the trend that I was rolling at, but they're playing a team, like I said, I expect to see a tired St. Louis team with their 5th straight road game, and they've also gone 4-1 to the over the last 5 first periods. We're getting a cheap price finally with these Lightning first period overs at minus $1.25. I played it about an hour. I would advise everybody to jump on with that one.
Guys, again, my apologies for the technical garbage that we're putting up with. It's my fault, but it will be fixed. Dallas playing against Nashville. Dallas 28-21 on the season. Nashville 32-19. And Dallas is on a run. They've won 5 in a row, including beating this very Nashville team a couple of games ago. Nashville have won 4 of their last 5. And look, Nashville's just a hard out no matter what. The home team, the Preds, are minus 180. The away team, Dallas, plus 155. Yeah. The total is 5.5 in this hockey game. And, I can't play the total because I just can't make heads or tails of this on this Dallas team. But I think Nashville wins. The line is just too big. This is a pass for me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, value is definitely with Dallas. You have a team 5 in a row, and you're getting plus 140. But even with that being said, like I said, these two teams played tough, and there's a bit of a rapid revenge spot here for Nashville. Like I said, losing 3-1 just 5 days ago. So I can see where the Predators, who've won 14 of the last 21 at home, I can see them coming out hot tonight. But yeah, like I said, this is a pass.
Edmonton playing Minnesota. Edmonton has lost 6 games. This Edmonton team just cannot get their act together. They've lost 6 games in a row. 5 of those 6 games have gone over the total. They're playing against the Wild, who have lost 3 in a row, Alex. The Wild is definitely heading in the wrong direction, but they're a much better team. They're minus 180 at home. The total in this game is 5.5. Alex, I like over the total. Edmonton can score. They can't defend. And Minnesota needs to turn their season around and start putting a nice long win streak together.
Yeah, I lean a little bit with the over here. I would also look kind of first period over as well as full game. But the one concern for me is with Minnesota losing their captain and one of their best players, Mikko Koivu, who tore his ACL in a collision in that game against Buffalo. He's out for the year. That's another huge collapse. We saw them lose Dumba. We've seen this team that struggled to finally get things rolling offensively now lose a big catalyst, a big piece. So I don't know how that's going to work. Like I said, this is an Edmonton team that has just been playing absolute horrendous hockey. Made the Hawks look absolutely amazing in that third period the other game. It was a fun one to watch, and I cashed a ticket with the Hawks as well. So, but like I said, I just don't see where Edmonton turns things around. They need to score some goals. I think that this might be a good spot for the over here. Like I said, Minnesota needs to find some guys to step up in Koivu's absence.
Canucks against Chicago, brother. Canucks are looking good right now. They've put a nice little run together. They're in the playoffs. I mean, they have lost their last 2 games. Both close games, though. I mean, they've played well. They dominated Philly in that third period and couldn't get a break. And then they played Washington to a 1-goal loss. Chicago, though, is this team getting back into the race? They've won 5 in a row. They are scoring lights out right now. The over and under in this game is 6 or 6.5. You got the away team. Basically, the home team is minus 130. It's been a while since Chicago was a minus 130. I like Vancouver here, Alex. I think Vancouver is just a better team.
Both these teams, if you had told me both these teams right now would be playing possibly for a spot for a wild card in the West, I would have said you're absolutely crazy. But here we are. The Hawks only 3 points behind Vancouver for that last wild card spot. Finally got some excitement rolling. They're going back home. As a Hawks fan, we haven't had much to really cheer about all this year. So now this team coming home on a 5-game win streak. This is a short price against a team that they've had some history with over the years. Like I said, I think we're going to see the Hawks play really well tonight. The power play has been rolling. That's something we haven't been able to say about Chicago in years. Quenneville had this power play just kind of completely stagnant. We've seen things turn around under Colton. Same thing with the defense. We're seeing good goaltending from both Cam Ward and Colin Delia. The blue line, even though there's been some shakeups, but they're still taking care of things, working better in the neutral zone as well. That's another big key. I think we see the Hawks win here. I played them at plus 105 in regulation. This is a Vancouver team that's going to give them a tough battle because they're a young team on the rise. I wouldn't be shocked if we see both of these teams possibly sneak in as a wild card spot. It's going to be a great game tonight to watch.
Alex, this is my biggest card of the year tonight. I have 6 bets going.
Wow.
I'm releasing 6 plays at wagertalk.com. 6 plays. Normally I play 1. I just absolutely love this card. So head over to wagertalk.com and take a look at my action for tonight. It's going to be a big night of betting for me. One of those plays is in the Calgary game. Calgary hosting San Jose. San Jose's playing great. Just won 3 in a row. They beat Winnipeg. They beat Washington. They beat Arizona. But all 3 of those games went to overtime. Now they're playing Calgary. I think Calgary is one of the best teams in the league. Calgary's playing to the over almost all the time at 6.5. The money line on this game is Calgary at minus 130. What do you like in this hockey game?
Like I said, this is going to be an absolute dogfight. It's a game I'm definitely looking forward to watching. And as you mentioned, the Sharks team that has had 3 games go in a row at overtime might want to look at playing the draw prop here, because I could see this being a tight 2-2 battle here. Like, this is a Calgary team knowing they have to take care of business with teams against their division, and they have done that. They are 6-0-1 this season at home versus fellow Pacific Division opponents. 9-2-1 is a favorite here. The only way I'm looking at here would be Calgary, but I might play that draw prop at 3-1 as well.
He's Alex. I'm the Prez. It's puck time. Remember, guys, no shows next week. Last game on the board, the Blue Jackets. We spoke about them a few days ago. We said they would beat Colorado. They did. They won 6-3. But they have lost 5 games in a row prior to that. Arizona, though, on a 4-game losing streak. The money line in this game is simple. The away team, the Blue Jackets, are minus 130. The total in this game is 5.5 or 6. This game is a stone cold over for me.
This game is a complete pass for me. When you look at this Columbus team, without Brandon Dubinsky, without Boone Jenner, 2 key pieces of their offense, like I said, they beat up a good Colorado team that was looking good and has started to struggle a little bit to end their 5-game losing streak. Now they take on an Arizona team. They've had some issues of their own, especially the injury bug biting them quite a bit. I think Arizona is a live dog at home here, but I'm not going to touch this one. Like I said, way too many other good games on the board. I would lean toward Arizona, but no play for me.
He's Alex. I'm the Prez, and that is puck time. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for joining us, Alex. You're the best, and good luck tonight. And remember, everyone, I have 6 plays going tonight at
Best
Wager
of luck
Talk.
to you tonight, too. That's a lot, half a dozen.
Oh, my God, dude. I usually put out 1 play a night. I love tonight's card. What can I tell you? Take care of yourself, everyone. Make sure to comment, and I will respond. Be well.